this is up. Things working. Good. Cameras are working. Okay. Happy Aloha Friday. So just taking a quick, I don't know, maybe an hour or so to start building the Speed Champions 76906, the 1970 Ferrari 512M. So super jazzed. I collect most of these Speed Champions for the last maybe 4 or 5 years. So I'm pretty excited to get building on this one. I don't know if I have time to finish it. But I've got to run out to pick up my youngest from school. But I probably get, a couple pages into this. So bummed though, the box came and it's all damaged. So this is what happens when you order online sometimes. So I'm not as concerned about this box, but I do like to have good boxes in shape. I mean, my box is in good shape after I'm done building. I do store those. So that's a bummer. But otherwise, the box was in pretty good shape. So I love the box art on these too. I remember we were playing Forza 5. Was it Forza 5 we were playing? Where it had the Lego track. So Forza 5 on Xbox has a Lego track, and that was that was the most fun track for me to play. I love playing with the Lego cars in Forza 5. But here we go. I'm gonna open this up, get started. So it's been a busy week. I did my first stream a couple of days ago, which I thought worked out pretty good. I was pretty excited about it, but I'm hoping that as I continue to do it, I get better and better at it. So I didn't realize how long that stream went. It was like over 3 hours. So I'm attempting to break it into, I guess, 15-minute chunks for YouTube, but it's been unsuccessful so far. So this has got, usually these have like 2 to 3 bags. So let's see how many are in this. 1 bag, 2, and that's so 2 bags. And sticker sheet. So we've got, let's lay this out. So we've got bag 1, bag 2, and instructions, and then, I don't know, probably pretty typical, there we go, pretty typical sticker sheet as far as the amount of stickers. I don't mind applying these too much. Actually, I find applying stickers to be pretty fun. It's these little ones that kind of drive me a little batty, like when you do headlights and things like that. That can be a little challenging. So let's see here, let me get into one. Hope everybody had a great week. Hope everybody's having a good Friday and have lots to do for this Halloween weekend. I know Halloween's on Monday, but I think our kids are going to be celebrating it for the most part over the weekend. We've actually got an event tonight to go to, so we're really excited for that for our youngest. So I'll be taking off here soon to go pick him up, and then we'll bring him back. Maybe I'll build when I get back. I'm not sure, but probably just relax for a little bit before we go out to his Halloween party. Just pulling up my stream here. Let's see, where did I put? I gotta get used to using all of the software here. There we go. Okay, and now I just gotta pull up my doc. Okay, my chat doc. Excellent. All right. Okay, here we go. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of wrap up my Friday with a nice build, and I know that my son is very eager. My oldest is very eager to build. We got the Sanctum Sanctorum set, and so we're gonna build that together along with what's the droid? What droid is that? BB1 from the Star Wars video game. So that's probably my favorite droid too. Although I like the droid from Andor. That newer droid is really cool. I love the way he talks. So I don't know. It might be somewhere between BB1. That's it. BB1 and the droid from the new Andor show. I'm really enjoying that show quite a bit. Actually, it's been a real trip to see where that goes. So the last build, like I said, took about 3 hours. So I think what is normally like an hour long build is takes a little longer to build when you're streaming. I didn't realize that. Hey, Master Manso, what's going on, man? BD1, yeah. So we got it over there, and I was hoping we could build it today, but my son really wants to do Sanctum Sanctorum, so I think we're gonna wait. But did you build that droid already? I really missed. There was the droid. Um, there was the green and white droid. I forget his name too. He was in. I think he was in The Last Jedi. That they had on Target. They had it on clearance several months ago. They had like one or two of them left in stock, and I was like, I'll just wait to pick it up. And I should know better because every time I wait to pick it up, it sells out. So you haven't picked it up yet. So I got that droid for my birthday. So that was my birthday present. So I haven't built it yet, but I'm hoping to. But I love building these Speed Champion sets. These are fun builds. You know, the parts are all really small parts, so there's like a lot of like little nuances and intricacies with these Speed Champion builds that I think are really underrated. I think these can be really fun. If you're really into the bigger sets, these can be a little mind-numbing, but I actually really enjoy these. I find them to be a nice change of pace from building the larger sets. And I like having a collection of these cars. I'm not even that much of a car dude. You know, I mean, I can appreciate cars. My dad was a car guy, so I grew up around 1970s muscle cars. He had a GTO convertible. We had an El Camino growing up, so I just think that it's kind of in my blood. So while I don't know a ton about cars, I do appreciate them to some extent. So I love getting these little mini cars. It's pretty fun. So we're gonna. I'm probably not gonna be able to finish this one because I have to run to go get my son from school, and then we're gonna go to a Halloween party tonight. But I am very much. I was supposed to volunteer for the party, but they emailed and said that they had too many volunteers. Which, you know, I love hearing that there are too many volunteers. I love that the school's getting that kind of support from parents. That makes me pretty happy. That also means I get to build a little longer. So it worked out pretty good. So I realized too the last time I streamed and I built that I definitely messed up a few steps. So I guess I have to build up my streaming muscle because I definitely, it's hard to concentrate when you're talking and building. So hopefully I can get it. Hopefully I can figure it out this time around. So I got the this latest line of Speed Champions. I picked up the Aston Martin, the James Bond Aston Martin. That was a super fun build. A little bummed out about the stickers there because there are a lot of stickers, but they don't match the body panels. And actually, when I do Technic builds, I have a pretty big library of Technic Lego, and when I build those, I don't. I try not to apply the stickers. Oh, how do I untag that on Twitch? Oh, there's actually a really great community. Oh, how do I do that? That's awesome. So I have tags in my stream information doc on OBS. I have tags, but maybe I'm not using them correctly. It's highly possible. Yeah, I don't know how I do that. Let's see, I have tags in here. So I'll have to figure it out. Let's see, maybe if so what happens, I've got a bunch of tags on my left hand, like on my left hand dock. I don't know if you use OBS or if you're using the Streamlabs OBS, but I'm gonna have to do a crash course on that. But thanks for the heads up. Let's see here, streaming a rerun. How do I change that? Streaming a rerun. I don't know how I do that. I don't think I can change it while I'm actually streaming. Okay, I will keep that in mind for next time. Thanks, my man. I appreciate it. All right, Mouse Master, you might have to give me a tutorial on OBS. I'm enjoying OBS quite a bit. In fact, the other night I spent some time looking at pros and cons of the various streaming platforms. I just think I'm going to stick with OBS. They said like OBS is great if you're a little more proficient in streaming because it has so many more options. But I figured since I started on OBS, I'm just going to stick with it. What am I doing here? See, I'm already getting confused here. Yeah, so the rerun should be a checkbox at the bottom of stream information. Oh yeah, here we go. Boom. Got it, I see, okay. It does, man. I thought I had a handle on it, right? And then I did a YouTube video. I'm like, oh, I don't know anything about OBS. So But it is fun. It's really fun to be learning. You know, as a designer for 20 something years, not that there's plenty to learn still in design, but you know, you get to a point where you feel like you're just going through a lot of cycles. And so the streaming thing has been it's been a fun learning curve, and I'm really enjoying the community. It was really fun to stream the other night and talk to you guys, and just I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot more immersive and a lot more. I guess the feedback is what I really appreciate about it the most. Like I love getting the feedback, just like what we're doing now. So, absolutely love it. So let's see here. So my lighting, I still got to figure out my lighting here. It just seems a little dim in this section. So I have a fill light, and I have a couple of like ambient lights around me, but I don't have anything like just right here on the desk. So I got to figure that out. That's my next thing is lighting. I've got a couple of new LED fills and key lights coming in, but they won't be here till next week. So there should be a difference in my stream quality next week. But really the most important thing I'm trying to do is just get used to streaming and building, like just being able to talk and keep my thoughts together as I'm doing this. Let's see. I also had a problem trying to stream it to YouTube. You know, after, you know, when you're done with the stream, then you can port it over to YouTube. I had a hard time with that too. It was giving me a bunch of problems, so I'm not sure. I do have my account is validated through YouTube, so I know that part's dealt with, but I'm not sure if I've got all of the settings correct. But I'll buy you a coffee. I'll buy you coffee, Mouse Mancer. Yeah, it really is. It really is fun to chat. I think you know it's you can't really appreciate it until you start doing it, and it is really fun to chat. It's cool, and it's cool. I've already met two super cool people through this, so I'm really enjoying it. The Lego community in general is really fun too, right? I mean, it's just such a positive. It's generally such a positive community. You don't get a lot of toxicity. The reviews can be a little toxic, you know, when you go on to YouTube and you see the reviewers, and some of them can just like they can just blast some of these sets, and I think, you know, do you know how hard it is to design a Lego set? You know, like I barely even do mocks because it's so challenging, and so sometimes I just feel like they're a little intense about the reviews, but I get it too, you know, like that they're passionate, so I can appreciate the reviews, but it sometimes gets a little much, and I just feel like it's not very fun. I just want to turn it off. I'd rather just build. When I was thinking about this channel, I had a lot of thoughts about what I wanted it to be, you know, and of course the idea of like reviews came up, and you know, do I want to do unboxings and all that? But I just want to build, you know. I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want anybody to feel bad that, you know, I remember I saw people, you know, unboxing these like $1,000 worth of Lego sets, and I always felt like just a little tinge of jealousy, like I can never buy $1,000 worth of Lego sets. So I didn't want to put anybody in that situation where I wanted them just to enjoy the build process. So that was number one. Number two, I didn't feel like reviewing sets necessarily, because sometimes I just don't feel like reviewing a set. I just want to build it and then and just enjoy it. But I have thought about the idea of doing something with a local charity where maybe I get sets that you know, that maybe I build and then I donate to like a charity or something, or like a children's home or something that they can use. So that thought has come up. I don't have the money, obviously, to do that right now, but I think that might be a really fun goal, because I don't really collect Lego for the sake of just having lots of Lego. I mean, I definitely have a collection, but it's not my motivation, right? I'm past kind of wanting to just have this massive plastic in my house. You know, I have a bunch of Star Wars, I have Marvel, we have, you know, Ninjago mechs, but I think it's beyond just collecting these. There's just really such a joy in just building, and the benefit that my brain receives and my stress levels from building is really, that's really what I do it for. And the streams are really just to share that process, maybe get other people into building. You know, maybe you're a gamer and you haven't really built Lego before, so maybe come across my channel and you're like, oh, I could do that too. Because in fact, Twitch has kind of piqued my interest in gaming again. I don't game very much, and much to the dissatisfaction of my kids. I don't game a ton, but it has really it's kind of piqued my curiosity a little bit. In fact, I was playing on Xbox last night. I was playing Guardians of the Galaxy. Like I know the game is like heck old, but I was really enjoying it, and I was like, man, I haven't sat down to play a game like this in quite a while. I mean, I'll play with my youngest. We'll play Minecraft or sometimes Fortnite with my oldest, but they're just so good that it's not very fun because they wallop me. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a great idea, though. That's really cool. I saw on Facebook today um, that somebody is advertising that they can build your sets for you, so you can buy the sets and they'll just build them. I thought that was brilliant. Like it's a great service. That's so funny. I could see like doing a service where you help like kids build, maybe younger kids. That could be kind of fun. I know a lot of parents get kind of frazzled. I've met tons of when I was running my the Lego engineering in Hawaii. I remember there were so many parents that get frazzled at the thought of building with their kids. So I could see there's a market there for like, here, come build with my kid. So funny. That's a great idea. That's hilarious. Oh, that's funny. We were thinking about let me think about this idea. So when we move into our new space, one of the things that we were going to try to start doing is like a brews and bricks night or beers and bricks where a bunch of builders get together and maybe do it around a theme. So like with Andor, I was like, man, it'd be really cool to put on Star Wars and on our vibe board and just build and watch Andor, but just do like Star Wars builds and just if you're an enthusiast of Lego, you come out. If you're a Star Wars fan, you come out and get like 10 of us together and just build and hang out for, I don't know, 2 hours and then, do it maybe once a month or once a week. I thought that would be so much fun. Uh-oh, sticker time. All right, let's see. I do like that they went to these wider bases. The six wide instead of the four. I like the size of these a little more. I feel like you're getting the cost went up when they did that, but I do feel like you're getting slightly more car. It's like it's just a more in your hand. It just feels better. I know that all this Lego City builders were in dismay that they had done that because now everything was out of scale. But considering I don't have a Lego City yet, I wasn't too worried about it. Dude, that'd be great. We could do two local builds, and then we could stream together. So I could stream. We could be streaming it together. That'd be kind of fun. That would be a blast, actually. Let's see here. So I gotta put this like that. What are you What are you doing right now? Are you playing or building? See, I need to get a light here. It's really hard. These stickers they reflect. I can't see where they. Hmm. Yeah, let's do that. That'd be fun. When I get into. So I just finished building. I built it's about a 4 foot by 7 foot desk. Same material as this is basically this like pine plywood. But we're going to stream the entire desk top down. So those builders that don't want to be on camera necessarily, like have their faces on camera, we can just still see what they're building. So you get to see the whole table building at one time. Oops, I just hit the mic. Um, and then we'll do probably like a side table camera. We'll mic the whole thing. So we're building it out right now, but I think that would be so much fun. I've been dreaming of doing that for years too. It's funny. It's just I've been sat on it until recently. And now that we have the space to do it, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So So I have a question for you, Mouse. So when we the first time when I chatted with you guys, when I chatted with you when you were building that the other night, I noticed that you replied to, like, when I joined, I got like a little message saying welcome to the chat or welcome to the stream. How do I automate that? Is there something you recommend for doing that? Oh, cool. You could do Millennium Falcon. That's awesome. So that's the big UCS that came out just what, like 5 years ago? Is that the one you've got? That's a dream one to have. I would love to get that set. I think I can come down even more on the camera. Honestly, I think I can probably put the camera right about here, get more in focus. But I'll do that later. Oh, Streamlabs. Okay, cool. Cool. I'll have to check that out then. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate all the help, man. I am, it's like I'm getting the information, but sometimes it's hard to just synthesize it all because there's so much, and there's all these different opinions. So it's great to hear from somebody who's actually using it and who's using it for a similar end goal because it's a quagmire of information. So, sometimes it's good to get the information, but then you need help editing through what's actually relevant, and that's what I'm finding I have a difficult time doing. Is like I have no problem accessing it, but I'm like, okay, what's relevant to what I'm trying to do? Because I'll get I'll get halfway through a video and I realize, oh, this is not for me. I don't know what, I am not the target audience for this video. But I find out like way too late. I'm already halfway invested, so then I have to finish it. I might be able to get through bag one before I got to leave to pick up my kiddo. Oh, cool. Yeah, so right now my setup is like this. I've got my webcam, my iPhone, because I realized that when I'm building, you see the side of my head, and that didn't seem like all that interesting. My mic is right here, obviously, and then my down camera. So I'm using my Sony VZE10 for my down cam, my iPhone for profile, and then my webcam for straight on. But I can probably eliminate one of those cameras once I get the right angle in. Um, So I'm just trying to dial in, figure out like what makes the most sense. I didn't like the idea of just like talking, like having my side on the camera the entire time I'm building. I wanted you to see like at least some part of my face. It just seemed more interesting. It's all learning. So that's the reason why we're actually. I think one of the chief goals for our program over at Newberg Creates is precisely this. It's giving kids agency, right? Providing agency in their use of technology and providing them a safe place to learn how to make mistakes and to do this, in an environment that's all about learning and about not doing it right the first time. I think it seems more and more that kids are just frustrated and unwilling to learn to live with mistakes, learn to just embrace mistakeism. And I mean, and I'm saying not kids. I mean, it's hard for most people to do that, but I think in particular, I've seen it become more challenging for children to just adopt that mindset that mistakes are just part of the learning curve. And I think part of it is because of YouTube. There's so many people that do these amazing things on YouTube, and you have no context for the achievement, right? You have no context for how long it took them to get that one shot in, or to make the killer goal, or to build that treehouse, right? And so without the context, you don't know the work it took, the sacrifice it took to get there. And it makes it seem easy, but it's not easy. And I think that's what I want to create a space for kids to learn that it's not easy, and that's okay. It's okay for not to be easy. In fact, that's the joy of it, is that it's in learning how to just take the hits, take the hits and get back in the next day to the studio and come back at it again. So hopefully that's something that's shared by our community here. But I say that it's children, but it's hard for a lot of people to do that. Who am I kidding? It's just, I think everybody's so busy now. You just want to get it done right the first time because you don't have time, right? Nobody's got time anymore to dig into anything. So that's the challenge. Yeah, that's cool. Dude, I would love that, Mouse. I'd love to. Again, this Discord's another platform. I'm just learning how to use it, and it's daunting, right? So, yeah, you're absolutely right. You were absolutely right. So, well, I think I got to be honest with you. If this last couple of days on here have just really opened up my eyes and given me faith. Like, wait, no, these processes are still here. Like, we can still acknowledge that process and use it just through a different medium, right? I think I can admit that I was probably a late adopter to it all, maybe just out of fear. But I think after doing it and realizing, no, there's a legit community of people doing cool stuff. That really is what's getting me pumped, honestly. In fact, I feel like a kid. I got up so excited today to come in, work, and then just to start building and streaming, and mostly to stream because I love the idea of connecting to people. So I was so amped about just got to get in and stream, got to get in and build. So I got to tell you, I haven't felt that in a really long time. It's funny because the build, well, that tall maker we were building the other night was killer, man. That build is just gorgeous, but it's funny because the builds almost become secondary, right? Like they're always fun. Like I love the build, but the build almost becomes secondary when you're streaming. It's really funny. Do I have this right? Let's see. That's like nope. Turn it around like this. There we go. That was a pretty cool little section. I like that. That was pretty fun. That was pretty cool. All right, a little one by one time. Sometimes I wonder too, like this step right here where I'm putting the white one, this white one by one on top of the yellow. Like, why wouldn't I put the one by one on first so I can get it lined up and then put it in there? But they have you put it in after you already dropped the yellow on there, and then you can't get my fingers in there to line it up, and that's going to drive me bananas. Yeah, there we go. So I watched Lego Masters last night. We watched I think it was the fourth one. That's the one where they did the dog builds. That was so much fun. There was that one contestant who was like crying. She lost her mind. I did, Laura. I got an extra camera. I'm trying to figure out the angles because the first stream, I was just telling Mousemancer, the first stream, the entire stream, I'm looking this way, building down. So you're looking at my ear. So I felt like that's probably not very engaging. So then I said, let me put the camera this angle. So I'm using my phone here and a webcam here, but maybe I'll take the webcam and put it here and then just ditch the phone. But I don't have a stand for the webcam. I got to get like a little adapter to put it on a tripod. So Believe me, I am not that narcissistic. I don't think everybody wants to see two of me. I'm just trying to figure out the best angle for the most engaging angle. What did you guys think of Lego Masters? Did you guys? I think you were watching it the other night. Did you? What team are you rooting for? I got some shaky hands today. I feel like I got like a sugar low or something. I don't know what's going on. Oh, the mom and son. Yeah, there's always a mom and son right on the show. I love that. I love that aspect of it. It's very cool. So I won't do any spoilers then. I don't know how far into it you've gotten. So I'll just be mum. Are you up on Andor? Have you caught up on Andor yet? Or are you behind on that one? Because that thing is just, I mean, every expectation I had for that show, and I had really high expectations because the trailers looked amazing, but every single expectation of Andor that I had has been blown out of the water. Like, just because Rogue One actually became my favorite Star Wars movie of all time. Like, quintessential, like, yes, A New Hope is definitely there, but and Empire Strikes Back, amazing. But Rogue One just had this, like, the character development and the grit and just the cinematography and the writing, like, it was amazing. And I wound up reading I read the prequel story. I forget what it was called now, but I did the Audible book of it, and so reading the prequel uh, just before the movie came out, which basically the prequel talks about, like, um, the what is what is her dad's name? The guy the chief engineer for the Death Star, basically. So it's all about his motivation for putting the plans in the Death Star. It was really, it's so cool. It was such a cool book. I think it was called like Cataclysm or Catechism, something like that. I don't know. I should probably look that up before I start talking about it. But it was such a good book, and Rogue One is just like hands down, like tops. Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. It has been so good, really compelling, like just like literally like compelling television. So rich and just yeah, and they're just really, like you said, they're really injecting something new into Star Wars, and like they never really, as much as you knew that the Empire was bad, you never really knew to what extent they were bad, right? You never really what makes them so bad. Like Darth Vader was almost kind of cool, right? Like he didn't seem like he seemed menacing, but he didn't seem like that menacing. And Andor has just given me a whole new perspective on just how ruthless the Empire was, and given me a real understanding of the motivations to defeat the Empire. I mean, really, that's just extraordinary, extraordinary. There's a really great podcast. I don't know if you know his name. His name is Alistair Stevens, and he does a really. He's got a podcast called Story on Star Wars. I think it's called Story on Star Wars, and he goes through these explications of Star Wars. Like, just it's really, he's got a great voice. Like, he's got a great narrative voice, but he's such a huge fan of Star Wars, and I think he's an English literature and professor. But he goes through Star Wars like it's almost like a symposium on Star Wars. Really, really good. If you like Star Wars a lot, I would definitely recommend his podcast. It's called Alistair Stevens. I think it's called Story on Star Wars. And I think it's available on like Apple and Spotify. See, I'm not paying attention. There we go. Yeah, I'm with you. I really did not like Obi-Wan. I mean, I wanted to. Obi-Wan had moments. Boba Fett though, I was really, the Boba Fett I think was my favorite character, right? So I actually didn't even really need to see a Boba Fett show. I wasn't like hungry for a Boba Fett show because I was really happy with the mystery of Boba Fett. In fact, I think a lot of people would agree that's part of what made his character so intriguing, is that you know so little about him. But then I don't know what they did to him in that show, but I was not super jazzed. So yes, it's really, really fun to see where they've taken Andor. And it's funny because that character, I don't think, I mean, the in the canon of Star Wars, I think he's a relatively new character, right? I don't think Andor like existed for all that long, but to take this new character and to give it the gravitas um, that they've done is pretty remarkable. He's like quickly become a character that's like indispensable now. Which is what's the bummers about Boba Fett. Boba Fett seemed to be indispensable, but he after the show he felt quite dispensable. We're getting there. Just a few more steps until bag 1 is done, and I gotta take off and get my kiddo. We're gonna come back here afterwards, and I don't know if we'll build. We'll probably just chill for a little bit before his Halloween party tonight. Oh, I'll have to check Blockbuster. I gotta make a note of this stuff. Yeah, that's cool. I'll have to check out Blockbuster. I don't know that one. Are you guys on Spotify or do you do Apple Podcasts? Let's see. Oh, it's called Story and Star Wars. Here, I'll put the link in the chat. Okay, a few more left. Two of these. Story on Star Wars. Let's see. Spotify. I think it's available on Spotify and the and the Apple Podcast store. Let's see. Yeah, Point North Media. Oh, he's got a website too. It's Alistair Stevens. Did I say Alistair Stevens? Alistair Stevens. Let me give you here. Here's the URL for the site because he might be able to just do it right from the website. Maybe he's not syndicated on Spotify. I'm not sure. Here, I'll throw it right here. Okay, can I not? Okay, so I can't copy and paste into the chat. Is that accurate? Okay, so I can't copy. Is that a setting that I've not got right? Can I not copy and paste into the chat? Let's see. Mouse Mentor. I don't know. Let's see. Clear my chat. I don't know. This is weird. Someone told me I should get a moderator too. Is that someone just moderate? Is that someone just watches your chat? I don't know how this works. Okay. Yeah, I can't seem to copy and paste into there, so that's weird. You know, I'll put it in Discord. I'll do that. I'll throw it into Discord server. So let me make a note to throw that in there. But yeah, if you're looking, it's Point North Media, Story and Star Wars, and the podcast host is Alistair Stevens. It's so good. Like again, his voice is just amazing though. Like he just the way he narrates, I love it. He just makes it so fun to listen to. Oh, sticker galore. Here we go. So these are all extra pieces. Not too shabby. Let's see. I think I can get these on before I take off. Sticker 5. Ooh, I got shaky hands. My next question for you guys oh cool, good. I think you'll enjoy it if you're really into story structure and just the art of storytelling. I think you'll enjoy his podcast quite a bit. He's got one for Harry Potter too. I don't know if you guys are Harry Potter fans or not, but he's got a real. In fact, I think he started with like Harry Potter and then Lord of the Rings is what he became. Is it like where his podcast kind of originated from, and then he did a Star Wars one after the fact. So that's a little. But my family, we love. I'm not as well versed on Harry Potter by any means. I live vicariously through my kids and my wife. They're all really into Harry Potter. So my gift to my family was Marvel and Star Wars. My wife's gift was Harry Potter for sure. And then soon it'll be Battlestar Galactica because they're not quite old enough for that yet. But man, I cannot wait. Like that Battlestar Galactica. I don't know if you guys ever got into Battlestar Galactica, the new. Well, it's not new anymore, but when it came out on Sci-Fi, oh my god, that show! I've literally, I it just redefined binge watching in a way I had never expected. I binge watched that like you would not believe. It was so good, that series. Oh yeah, Star Trek. My dad was a huge Star Trek fan. That was like that will forever. Star Trek will forever remind me of my father. I mean, he's still alive, thank God, but that he just loved Star Trek so much. Okay, I gotta get going here in a minute. I think I'll just throw these on. I think that's it. Then I gotta peel out of here. Sorry for the bad pun. Voila. Not bad. Awesome. There we go. Okay, that's it for bag one. Just finished that. I'm gonna have to come back and do bag two. Maybe I'll try to do bag two a little bit later. Sweet. All right, I gotta pick up my kiddo. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. It was so good to talk to you guys again. Your dad raised you on that too, yeah. I mean, that is the gift of dads, right? All this really cool pop culture stuff and the relevant as well as irrelevant knowledge that you need to maintain. Oh man. All right, guys. Peace out. Have a great day, and let me know how those Legos turn out. The ones you're washing. Later.